Hi, everybody. Welcome to the teacher feature for the International Herb Symposium. Super special guest and teacher who is zooming in from Africa. So I'll let her introduce herself. She's traveling really far to come to the International Herb Symposium all the way from Kenya. So this is going to be an awesome interview.
Yes. Thank you so much, Susan, for this opportunity to speak about myself and the class. I'm so excited to be at another IHS event. I'm so glad that I was invited again to teach this year, and it's exciting to be back in Ohio. It's been a while to see what's going on at UPS. I'm very, very excited about everything. And just meeting friends and other herbalists, new friends, making new friends as well. So my name is Olatokunboh Obasi. Most people know me from Puerto Rico, but I moved back home. I'm to my ancestral home. I'm originally Kenyan, and so I'm now back in Kenya. But I'm traveling back and forth like a weed, always in different places around the world. And I'm really excited to bring to you my class on aloe. I taught aloe last IHS, and I'd like to teach aloe in depth this time. So it's going to be a little different. I spoke a little bit about the medicine of aloe. Of course, you want to hear about that. There's just more research that I've been doing. Coming back home with the diversity of aloe. This is the continent, the birthplace of aloe. So all of you who have aloe vera and the Cape Ferox and all the varieties of vulgaris and all the types of aloe, I'm going to be discussing about them and the different medicines that they offer us, as well as some preparations, what you can do with aloe, how it impacts DNA. Aloe impacts DNA. And so, that's quite exciting if you're into genetics, which is a new, groundbreaking science, as particularly in the conventional medicine, but it's certainly something we should be informed about as herbalists. And so, yeah, just get ready for nice pictures and discussions around aloe vera, and the world of aloe vera and how our indigenous people here on the continent use it, since it is originating from here. It's nice to understand the folk traditions of the people who have been living with it for centuries. So that's basically what that class is going to be about, and I hope to have a full class of you all. And it would be nice to see you all there. Other than that, I'll be vending as well this year and bringing some product from here. So be sure to come to my table and try some African tinctures that I'll be bringing, herbs that you can only find here, that I'm growing at my small farm, as well as I'm offering lots of classes, online classes. And also I see clients. So if you're interested in consultations, I do a lot of spiritual work as well. So you're welcome to do consultations with me in that sense. I work a lot on Afro traditional perspectives, or African traditional medicine perspective. Um, and next year, if you heard about the Caribbean Herbal Conference, which I was the person who put that conference together when I was in Puerto Rico, it was kind of like my farewell party at that time, and I was really experimenting with how I can hold space with a conference as well. And so I'm now back, like I said, rooted here in Kenya, and so I want to have a gathering here yearly. And so I'm hoping that some of you would be interested in signing up. It's already on my website, signing up to come to Back to My Roots gathering. Every spring, around spring equinox, we're going to be having this gathering. This next year, it's going to be March 20th to the 23rd. You'd
So
have
2026.
2026, yeah,
Yeah.
2026. So this next year, yes, 2026, thank you. March 20th to 23rd. Um, we're going to be just discussing Maasai medicine. The theme this next year will be about relationships, how to just build better relationships, how to have a relationships with our plants. We're going to have, lots of events and just bridging relationships with people who are local from here, just bringing the world together. In my travels, I've noticed that that is so essential to be cohesive, to understand and accept our differences. Just makes us a better people, more diplomatic with each other, as a global family. So I'm hoping you can make it to back to my roots, just sign up online or send me a message if you have any
Yeah.
questions.
And then people traveling from really far away, like, are you going to suggest like other things they can do if
Of
they come?
course. Yeah. I mean, I don't expect you to spend 3, 4 days with me at my back to my roots and then fly off. Oh no, you've come too far away. You will want to, we'll point you to safaris or like places you can go, or friends who, have different venues in different parts of the country or in the area. I live in Masai land, so there's a lot of fun things you can do, safaris, like I said, or experiences you can stay with like families and just experience the life, the rural Kenyan life, rural Masai Kenyan life. Yeah, so there's definitely going to be those suggestions. I'd have to point that out to you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, a lot of people probably just have like no concept because we just get so little information. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's a big question but how would you summarize like um the herbal knowledge that is, abundant where you are, and what's the vitality of, I mean, I like, as I told you before, I'd been to Kenya. That was, I don't know, easily 25 plus years ago. But I remember the markets. I remember, all the unique foods and
Yes.
fruits and um
Yes. Yes. Actually, one of the events we're having, one of the parts of the schedule for Back to My Roots gathering is cooking with
Mhm.
indigenous foods. So I have a couple of friends who are herbalists and nutritionists and cooks, and we're just, putting ourselves together and aligning up who, teaching people about interesting fruits that I don't even know their name in English. So we'll just figure that out together. We can call them our own names at that time, but local vegetables. Here we eat a lot of vegetables. We eat soybean leaves, we eat, black bean leaves, we eat pumpkin leaves and flowers, and we mix them up, tend to mix them up in a one pot and prepare them with local ghee, what is called ghee, which is our, animal fat. And so I we'll be showing you that we make ash out of banana leaves, and then we put some water on that and give it like a fermentation process, and then use that liquid when we're cooking our beans so we can digest our beans well. I'm sure there's a science to it, like the phytic acid, that is eliminated, which is not good for our stomach anyway. That ash probably eliminates that too. So we will be teaching those kind of things. And like I said, it's so good to learn from each other as a human family and see what people do here. Maybe it
Mhm.
can solve some things, nutrition or herbal or medical issues in another part of the world. So we just knowledge share, or, intellectual sharing with respect and honor.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like an ethnobotanical journey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm all about that. I've always been, I mean, my business is called Well of Indigenous Wisdom, and my school is Well of Indigenous Wisdom School. And while it's, a lot of herbal, it's nutrition, it's foods, it's also about social. It's a social, economic, social, political, social, spiritual, psychosomatic journey to understand Indigenous wisdom. Indigenous wisdom is not just, it is wisdom. So it's not all only about like reading a book. It's also practice, right? It's understanding, okay, what's the way to understand how to practice and add this to my life? And so wisdom is an experience. And that's what I really want people to do. I've really been invested in teaching people to really come to experience the wisdom of the earth. The indigenous wisdom is not just about a tribe, but it's not even identity. It's what we all come to herbal gatherings about. It's the elements of the earth. It's the plants, it's the soil, it's the rain, it's the sunshine that makes these beloved plants what they are. It's the elements, the calcium, magnesium. That's indigenous wisdom. So I'm really wanting to pull people together to really get us to that same foundation that we all come from here.
Mhm.
And what different knowledges have we evolved with wherever we are from? that we can share and
Yeah.
help each other with. Yeah,
It feels like an exciting time for Africa. I
it
feel,
is. It is. It is.
I think people
So
are
weird.
people are opening up I don't know, maybe it's just I am seeing more stuff on, not to be like social media or whatever, but I'm just seeing people, kind of telling more real stories. Um
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's and we've had several people over the years come and do our medicinal plant program from Africa. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mostly Nigeria, which is like a massive, I mean, huge country.
Yes. 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 My father is
Um,
Nigerian, actually. So,
yeah.
and I just came back from there.
Um,
Um, so it's
so
huge, diverse
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then we've had, people come from Jamaica. That's kind
Yes.
of I feel like there's a lot of kind of interesting connections between Appalachia and Jamaica. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
I could see, yeah, and I think that's because, the mountainous terrain and, this kind of renegade, you know, uh,
Mm-hmm.
bush medicine kind of, you
Oh, okay.
traditions. And well, of course they make like, the fermented root drinks.
Mm-hmm.
So there's,
Yes.
I think, this element of,
But that's here. I mean, we were talking about Muratina,
oh
the
yeah, right,
honey
earlier with
that you're
the,
talking about. And here in Masai land, it's the same thing. Like you boil up your roots and, add that honey in there or just ferment with honey. Depends on, of course, the part, so maybe a
yeah,
fruit like the one I was telling you about.
yeah.
I made the Muratina or that honey fermentation, honey wine with gooseberries.
Mm,
And it was delicious. But also another thing is this bush medicine work is there's a lot of spirituality in it. Here in Africa, we're very, very spiritual. I mean, compared to what you generally find, in the US, you can find herbalists who are not as spiritual per se, it's more uh
clinical.
more science or yeah, yeah, exactly. But in here, every herbalism is definitely very spiritual. I mean, I've always been very spiritual with herbalism as well, in the US particularly, which would stand out. But here, everyone gets it.
Yeah.
And so Muratina, coming back to that, when you make your herbal drinks, uh, you don't just drink it. You don't just pour it in a glass and say, oh yeah, that's great. Oh my gosh, I can taste the herb, whatever flavor, or I'm feeling it in my body. You have to pour libation first. The ancestors have to drink first, and
Mm,
then you partake together,
yeah.
right? So that there's that's a different step, and it's a common thing. Everyone does that.
Right.
It's a standard.
Right. Yeah. It's like yeah, right. Because the ancestors are so alive and
Yes.
present every day with
Yeah, and
everybody.
you
So
have to
like
honor them.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Because if you're not doing that,
Yes.
yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. So these
Yeah.
knowledge sharings are important because maybe it's something that our herbalists in the West want to incorporate.
Mhm.
Been feeling this emptiness or feeling like I want to do that, and start to incorporate that in their own practice
Yeah.
when making herbs. Yeah,
Mhm.
herbal drinks.
Well, I think that's, bringing it full circle. That's what makes the International Herb Symposium so incredible
Absolutely.
because Rosemary's vision was to bring herbalists from all different traditions together. And
Yes.
that creates this kind of opportunity to just magically connect with whatever tradition that speaks to you. I don't know. There's,
Yes.
and that's, of course, the eclectic um, ideology was that there is no one way, and that really, as practitioners, we need to kind of take in all the different ways and just kind of apply what we feel, you know, um, can help in that situation, right? So,
Absolutely.
and I think there's so much information out there. There's so much online stuff, and all that stuff is really great because it just makes things accessible to people where they're at. So that's
Mhm.
important. But the opportunity to come together, um, it's like irreplaceable, right? I mean,
Yes, I mean, for me to see Rosemary again, the last time I saw her, we were in Italy together. So it'd be really nice to see her again.
mhm,
And she's an elder, and it's really good to see your elders. It's like every moment you see your elder, or our elders, it's something for me that I cherish deeply.
mhm.
And in general, all of us, right? Because we're in this life, and physically, we're not going to all be here forever. So
No.
it's so nice to see our friends at these gatherings, wherever they come from internationally. Like, I'm coming all the way from Africa, and I'm looking forward to many hugs and blessings, and friends who want to come and also visit here, because we are, I don't know if I'll see you again.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I can't wait to see you in Cincinnati. And I don't, if you have anything else you want to add, or you're welcome to. No, you think
Um, Yeah, all I want to say is that, I'm looking forward to having a large attendance to my Aloe class, and I'm hoping that people would want to connect with me as well. I Please do connect with me. My information will be, I think, linked to this
Yep.
video.
Yep.
Um, but just for the oral people, my website is wellofindigenouswisdom.com, and so is my IG, Well of Indigenous Wisdom School. I think you can just Google Well of Indigenous Wisdom and you'll find everything that I'm connected to. YouTube, whatever is out there, social media. Yeah.
I have about 50 aloe plants in my house. And
Wonderful. Species?
I have different yeah, maybe I'll bring some cuttings and stuff because
Please do.
it would be good to know what there's so many types of aloe, right?
So many hundreds.
And
People
then
think only the Vera, but there's so many
uh
types. What was on in
yeah.
Puerto
And so it's
Rico?
definitely I definitely have like the spiny type, but I also have like the really big luscious
Yeah,
um
succulent types.
yeah, and then I have like the really
Small one.
like soft skinned small one.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and that
Then
like
there's the one that doesn't have much gel at all. It's just, yeah. Aloe is such a protectant. It's energetically a protector. So I'll discuss more about that in class.